Welcome to today's video. If you ever wondered how large buildings or industrial facilities keeps their environmental cool, you are in the right place. In this video, we will dive into the fascinating world of chiller plants, what they are, how they work, and why they are so important in keeping things chilled and comfortable. A chiller is a mechanical system used to remove heat from a liquid. The liquid is usually water or glycol and provide cooling to various applications like commercial buildings, industrial processes, and also in HVAC systems. These systems are the backbone of air conditioning and cooling systems in many large buildings, factories, and even in data centers. They help to regulate temperature in wide range of environments, from office buildings to hospitals, ensuring everything runs smoothly. But how do they work? So let's break it down. Before the working principle, let's explore the key components of a chiller system. That is evaporator, condenser, compressor, control unit, and the expansion valve. So these are the main components of a chiller. Now let's analyze the working mechanism of these components. Next, we will explore the two types of chiller systems, that is water cooled chillers and air cooled chiller. Both water cooled and air cooled chillers are used in different scenarios based on factors like cooling capacity, space availability, water access, and energy efficiency. Water cooled chillers are preferred for larger buildings, industrial plants, and applications requiring high efficiency. The air cooled chillers are ideally for locations where water availability is limited or where easy installations and lower maintenance are priorities. Using both together is rare but can be seen in facilities with seasonal variations, switching between air cooled and water cooled system for efficiency, large operations where backup cooling is necessary, etc. Now let's take a closer look at how a chiller plant actually works. At its core, a chiller plant uses a refrigeration cycle to cool down large areas. You can think of it as a gained cooling system that works on the same principle as your refrigerator at home, but on the much bigger scale. The process starts with a compressor. So this is the art of the chiller plant. The compressor takes in refrigerant gas, compresses it, and sends it through a system of pipes to the condenser. Now, as the refrigerant gas is compressed, it gets hotter and needs to release that heat. This is where the condenser comes in. It helps the refrigerant cool down by transferring the heat to the outside environment. In water cooled chillers, this is typically done with cooling towers, while in air cooled chillers, it uses fans to blow the hot air away. Once the refrigerant has cooled down, it moves to the expansion valve. Here, the pressure is reduced and the refrigerant starts to expand, turning into cold liquid. This cold refrigerant then travels to the evaporator. In the evaporator, the magic happens. The refrigerant absorbs heat from the area you want to cool, whether it's a building or a factory or any other space. As the refrigerant absorbs this heat, it evaporates back into gas and cycle starts again. So, to sum it up, the chiller plant works by compressing and expanding the refrigerant, transferring heat from space you want to cool to the outside, and constantly repeating this cycle to keep things chilled. Let's see the working principle of a chiller plant in industrial application. A chiller system consists of two main circuits, that is chilled water circuit and condenser water circuit. In chilled water circuit, the AHU and chilled water pump is connected to the evaporator of the chiller. The evaporator of a chiller cools the water using refrigeration cycle. This chilled water is pumped to the air handling unit. Inside the air handling unit, the chilled water absorbs the heat from the air. As a result, the water temperature rises, and this now the warmer water is pumped back to the evaporator where it's cooled again. The process will be repeated. In another circuit, that is condenser water circuit, the cooling tower and condenser water pump is connected to the condenser of the chiller. The condenser of the chiller receives hot refrigerant gas from the compressor. This heat is transferred to the condenser water, warming it up. The hot water is then pumped to the cooling tower, where it releases heat to the atmosphere and cools down. The cooled water is then pumped back to the condenser, where it absorbs heat again and cycle continues. Inside the chiller, the refrigeration cycle continuously runs, ensuring heat transfer between the evaporator and condenser to maintain required cooling. In this video, we covered the basics of chiller systems, including their components, types, and general working principles. I hope this gave you clear understanding of how a chiller operates. If you found this video helpful, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to Mechanical Mindset for more HVAC insights. See you in the next one. Thank you.